All right, everybody, Terrence Popp here with another episode of Live from the Lair. All right, this is what's going on here. The Purge has begun. Now, it started off now as a small trickle, but you are going to see it get much worse very quick. My opinion is this whole bandwagon will be up and slapping ass full force somewhere around 2022, 2023 by the earliest.
Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm reading this book, and it quite possibly is the best book ever written because I'm in it! Winning! If you want to know the rate of return on dating whamming, you need to buy the Book of Numbers. There's a link in the description, down there in the penis area. Meet Gazer!
All right, now I've done a past video in the past about the Chinese Red Revolution or the Red Guard that took place between 1964 and 1976 that saw roughly 30 million people just get disappeared, killed, or what have you. I got an in sum here I'm going to go through here for you, and hopefully it won't be too disturbing. Now, this is FOUO, LIMDIS, limited distribution. This is visible on the radar of military, and apparently they're cool with it. The Maoist for Olds program, active in the United States of America. Maoist Red Guard, comprised mostly of youths and students, enacted a program under Maoist communism known as the Old Four. In 1966, the Four Olds were old customs, old cultures, old ideas, and old habits. The Red Guard proceeded to ransack cities and towns in China, started with teetering down and destroying statues, temples, and buildings they deemed represented old culture and old customs. The Red Guard attacked older Chinese citizens, torturing and killing many of them. Red Guard also destroyed priceless works of art, antiques, and most notably, genealogical family records, which are today an important cultural record to most Asian nationals. The Red Guard also engaged in a campaign of renaming buildings, stores, streets, roads, and more communist-friendly names. Let's see, Cali East Street became Red Guard Avenue. Chinese citizens who resisted were often publicly beaten and shamed. Red Guard very nearly obliterated Chinese history, with some exceptions in the period of approximately 2 years. So when it goes down, it's going to go quick. It's already started. You've already seen a lot of this shit take place in our own streets. Every one of these actions is distinct, identical parallels in the United States of America today. American culture is systemically replaced with thinly veiled Marxist ideology over the span of approximately 55 years. So it started roughly slightly before the Vietnam War, after the Korean War. American cultural values have been removed from all aspects of American life, in schools, society, entertainment, and politics. If you mention patriotism now, you're rebuked as a racist or a nationalist. Well, I'm an Americanist. I'm for America, so they can all fuck off. Or most recently, a white supremacist, or you are into white supremacy. These parallels the Maoist goal of eradicating old customs. There's also this stupid shit about white supremacy, about being on time, working hard, having drive, being polite. Normal stuff you need to get along in today's day and age by the left is now being labeled white supremacists. The North American Insurrectionalist Syndicate, the NAIS, have freely burned American cities, rioted, looted, and destroyed American cultural and historical monuments with minimal resistance or consequences levied upon them. Many universities now teach that America is a racist nation. Classical education programs are being increasingly removed from the curriculum. Historic names are being removed from buildings, school streets at an increasing rate. This parallels the Maoist goal of eradicating old ideas and old culture to a T. Are you scared yet? You scared? All right, you're hearing it here first. Many cities within the USA locked their own populations down under the guise of pandemic, which has in recent days come to light as a combination of deliberate deception on part of the NIAID through Anthony Fauci, and probably a biological weaponized strain of either influenza or the common cold. Well, we all know it's a coronavirus, which comes from the common cold, and in my personal opinion, they souped it up for some extra shit, which is starting to come out in the mainstream media. Okay, it came from Wuhan, China. The result of these lockdowns was an erasure of normalcy in the USA. No contact, no handshaking, no gathering, no socializing, no faces. This parallels the Maoist goal of eradicating old habits. You didn't even know what's happening to you, did you? Given these facts and events, compelled with increased evidence of CCP influence in the United States of America, see included report believes that the CCP and associated NAIS groups within the United States of America have been waging a calculated campaign of for olds within the United States of America for at least 55 years. View the CCP and the NAIS for olds campaign as clear and present danger to the national security of the United States of America and its continued sovereignty. All right, now a copy of this will be sent out with the Pops Prepper newsletter, along with a cell phone contact tree for, I believe it's Antifa and BLM. Now I'm going to go in more detail into this in the future. But, if you have a cell phone and it's hooked up to you directly and they know who you are, everyone you call, talk to on a regular basis will be put into a tree, and then they will make a determination if you're a threat or not. Now, I'll get to that in another video. Now, the second part of this video here, the purge has begun. All right, now a lot of guys have sent me articles about all of the craziness that's taken place in regards to the U.S. military. Now, on the Nellis Air Force Base, apparently they have authorized, I don't know if they've actually gone through with it yet, but a drag queen show. All right, Nellis Air Force Base is a huge hub for the entire Air Force. It flies people out to Area 51 that quote-unquote doesn't exist. It's got a huge amount of B-52s and other strategic airframes, and that Air Force Base is used as a training ground for the newbies in the Air Force. They're cool with this. This is the Air Force doing this. It's a matter of time before you see this happening in other posts throughout the U.S. military. Now, another disturbing one is a 1st Battalion, 8th Infantry Regiment Battalion Commander basically came out and said, if you are white, you're part of the problem. Now, he has since been relieved I believe his sergeant major got wind of what was going on and pulled the strings of administrative violence and basically made sure that he's now doing a dance with the IG, and we'll see what happens to him. But this is a battalion commander. Battalion commanders run battalions of guys. A battalion at a minimum is 3 companies of men. Each company will have between 125 and 160 men in it, depending upon how many platoons and sections you have. Some battalions now have 4 and 5 companies. All right, they might have a company of commo and a support company. All right, I know the regiment has basically added a battalion support company. All right, that's a lot of people. I thought they were cracking down on how they were selecting battalion commanders. Oh, that's right. They don't give a fuck anymore because the purge has begun. All right, if you are in your first enlistment, finish it up, get the fuck out, because this is going to get a bumpy ride real soon and real quick. Extremist training is being taught in the military, which is basically narc on your friend. There's all kinds of crazy shit that you're not allowed to do or say now, which is against the First Amendment and technically is against its old Army regulations. But those are going to get changed pretty damn quick because those are an obstacle to, you guessed it, the purge is coming. All right, now I am going to attach an official copy of the slide deck that was sent to me by one of my sources that was used in his particular unit. Basically what happens is the main slide deck comes down from higher. You just copy and paste things pertaining to your particular unit section, what have you. It's just like an op order, which is an operation order for those of you who are never in the military. And that's how that works. So we're going to try to put it up on a link somewhere, probably on the Redonkulas site, and then link it in a pinned comment under this video. And a copy of the slides will go out with the latest newsletter for Popp's Preppers. Okay, I try to put it out once every month or 2 months. And what I'm going to do is probably write the new one, attach it to the old one, so it just becomes one long continuous document. There will be links to my videos in there and so forth, and equipment that you might need. Okay, CRT, which is critical race theory, is now being briefed in the military in nauseam. This is starting to get a lot of pushback though, and it's getting a lot of pushback in the civilian sector, because it's absolute bullshit. It is Marxism veiled under a different name, period. Okay? That's all it is. Top brass is now defending the teaching of critical race theory. Top brass. All right, now, in my 33 years in the military, I've known probably 2,000 officers. Out of 2,000 officers, 12 of them were worth a damn, and 3 of them are now dead. A large majority of those officers are nothing but dick-sucking, ass-fucking, backstabbing pieces of shit who are mediocre at best, and a large amount of them were completely incompetent. And they continue to get promoted up the chain based on how well, they, worship the rod and take it in the booty and stab their, fellow brethren in the back. That's one of the main reasons I didn't drop a packet to become an officer in 1996 when I got my 4-year degree. All right, I basically told them to fuck off. And while I was in college, I kept getting letters from Eastern Michigan, Northern Michigan, Michigan State, University of Michigan to join their ROTC program. which I promptly told them to fuck off. On 2 of them, one, I called them on the phone and told them to take me off their fucking list. And the other one, I went in there, stood in front of a battalion commander and said, if you don't take me off this list, I'm going to come here in my civilian clothes and push your goddamn face in. And they took me off the fucking list. Fuck them. They don't deserve guys like me. All right. Now, in my professional opinion, this is going to destroy the military. All right. For everyone out there that sees this, if you do not have to go in the military, as it stands now, I'm afraid I'm going to advise against it. If you have to go in, check with your recruiter and find out what the minimum amount of time is to get your GI Bill. I think it's 3 years. Do that and get the fuck out. Don't even care about getting promoted to sergeant. Just, check out as the E4. You did your time. You're square at the house. Okay, because in the next 10 years, and my prediction is the military is going to have to start drafting people because they're shitting the bed on this one. All right, they're going to get a lot of pushback, and I'm ashamed to say it, but the military is sold out. The army has sold out. The brass is basically sticking a knife in all of the commanders below him at the top, plus those commanders are sticking a knife in the back of all the soldiers they command. All right, that's it for me. You've seen enough spun up, Pop. I'll see you later.